Hi, I'm Dr. Blair Masters with AccuSmart, and I wanted to talk today about something weird that happened. I just got back from church and I was inspired to do this video real quick because about halfway through the service, somebody just passed out right in the middle of the service and they called the ambulance and came and got them. And then about 20 minutes later, this next one falls over, bonks her head, and passes out. And there's a couple things, and when I was in practice and seeing patients every day, I would see this sort of thing quite a bit during the spring. And I think people are getting out more. They're, in the yard. They're maybe not taking care of themselves like they should. They're not ready for the activities that they're doing. And they both stood up and boom, went over. There's basically three things that you need to pay attention to with this. There is drinking enough water. One of the ladies, while we were waiting on the ambulance, I asked her, well, have you had any water today? And she says, yeah, I had a glass. I had a glass of water. Well, having a glass of water after all night long um, really isn't enough. You are left dehydrated. And then if you're in a situation where you stand up suddenly, like sometimes you do in church, then it's very likely you're going to pass out. So make sure you're drinking enough water and eating vegetables that are full of water as well. So make sure that you're in a situation where you're getting lots of vegetables and drinking water. And that kind of brings up the next thing, and that is minerals. If you're eating vegetables, you're likely getting at least some minerals from those vegetables. Minerals in your body help you keep water. They help you retain water due to osmotic pressure. However, there aren't nearly as many minerals in vegetables as there used to be. So I recommend, and I take them, I eat vegetables all the time, but I still take a mineral supplement. There's a lot of good ones out there, trace minerals. This is one called Bionativus that I recommend. I will stick a link down in the description. But this stuff doesn't taste very good, but it works excellent. When I was at the office, we used to go through that stuff by the case. People had just when they got a feel for what it felt like to have enough minerals in your body, they really made it a priority. So it's really, really important. And you get to the point where you can tell, oh, I can tell I don't have enough minerals. This stuff helps your body's ability to maintain osmotic pressure. Like I said, it helps your heart. Minerals just help everything. They really do. So make sure you get enough minerals. Short of going out and getting a supplement, something that does help a lot is coconut water. Coconut water is really great. It is full of minerals. It does have some sugar in it. It is a great replenishment drink. Don't drink something like Gatorade or something like that. That is horrible for you. It really is. Tons and tons and tons of sugar. Just not great. And then the third thing, so we got water, drink enough water. Make sure you're getting enough minerals. I can't overemphasize that too much. And then the third thing, and this is a longer term project, but that is your adrenal gland. If your adrenal glands don't work well, and your adrenal glands can be depleted due to stress, there's lots of different reasons, but if they aren't up to par, when you stand up, your blood pressure doesn't come up with your standing up. And a lot of times people are like, ooh, I'm lightheaded, I'm dizzy and will fall over. So make sure you're taking an adrenal supplement. The one that I recommend the most is NutriWest's DSF formula. Um, it is super all around stress handling formula. It's really, really great for the adrenal glands. As well as a number of other things too. So make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you pay attention to yourself this time of year. And this brings up something else. The second lady who passed out, and I went over and tried to help her out, she said, oh, I just got checked last week at the doctor. Well, geez, he didn't do a very good job then, because he probably should have recommended she drink more water and be on minerals and that sort of thing. So make sure you're not just relying on the doctor saying, yeah, you're healthy as a horse. Well, she obviously wasn't. If you're in a situation where you're passing out on a regular basis, like she was, she said, oh, this happens to me sometimes. I'm like, that is not normal. You need to get that looked at. And if you're in a situation where you get a good checkup from the doctor, don't take that as gospel. Make sure that you're paying attention to how you feel and taking steps to improve your health through nutrition and supplementation and hydration and that sort of thing. So hopefully this was helpful, and I appreciate you listening, and we'll see you on the next video.